Amen. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. See, that's Satan, man. My nose was fine now. All of a sudden, I pressed record and the nose is running, man. But anyways, man, I'd like to start this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Salutations unto the 144,000 doing the work of the Lord in all truth, honor, and sincerity. And shalom to the 1/3 men, women, and children who believe in this word being taught unto them. It's your brother, I am now Allah. I'm back at you with another lesson entitled, You're an Israelite. Remember, you're above these people. Right? So, Lord willing, it's edifying as well as exhorting, which, an exhortation is, is meant to lift you up, okay, boost up your spirit, and it's just like before an army goes out to battle, what does the leader of the army do? The lieutenant, captain, whoever it may be, he will give an exhortation, which is to it's like a speech to uplift the soldiers, man, to make them ready for battle, right? So that's what it's all about, man. Okay. So like about that, I have to pause for a quick minute. So yeah, man, as I was saying, we're Israelites, man, which in the Hebrew, the right term would be what? Yasha Allah, which would literally translate to He Prince Power, because the Hebrew is very direct, but then as it gets watered down through the English, will be like He is the Prince of the Power, but it's really just He Prince Power. The Yah being He, Shah being Prince, and then Allah, power, Yashar Allah. All right, so that's what we are, the sons of God, in other words. Okay, and none of these other nations have that title or can make that boast, And the thing is that these other nations, they know that we're the sons of God, but it's us, the sons of God, that we were late to the party, man, because long story short, Esau, Edom, he did a number of us. All right. He managed to convince us that we are 3/5 of a man. We're nothing more than just slaves, just commodity, servants. And unfortunately, for the most part, our people fell for the bait. Our people don't hold themselves in a high esteem. They don't have that confidence within themselves. That's why when you tell Jake, about the kingdom and how we're going to be ruling, their thing is, well, because they're so used to having Esau, Edom ruling over them at the job and so on and so forth, right? So they don't believe that they can achieve anything great on their own. When really, when you look at things, we made society what society is today. And then Esau, he just patents things, or he takes the glory, or he turns anything that we do righteously into wickedness. All right. So this is Lamentations 2:15. It says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, which, remember, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. 2 Maccabees 5:19 proves that, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth. Yeah, because they're looking at us like, you know, when you think about Jake, well, most of us grew up on the council estate, council flat, high-rise buildings. You know, we went to school and we was basically more often than not on the lower end of the socio economic scale. And you see that, man. Like when you see Jake, you can see that we're a cursed people, you know, but of course the curses are slowly being lifted off us, right? For what how about Shimyashai? Because we don't have it as bad as we had it during hardcore slavery, man, when we was picking cotton. Which there was that video of that devil, man, that Edomite talking about, oh yeah, picking cotton weren't that hard, you know, basically making mockery of you know, our downfall and the low position that we was in, you know. But hey, man, the scriptures say every idle word man shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment, man. That's why really you got to mind what you say and who you say what to in this thing of ours, man, because the scriptures also say how the Most High requireth that which is past. You may have forgotten what you've said. Maybe you didn't mean much, or it was just a passing comment, right? But the Lord is going to pull you up on it, man. Okay. So the scripture that came to my head, Isaiah 14, because reading that Lamentations 2 and 15 kind of reminded me of Isaiah 14, but this is a complete juxtaposition, because let's read as Lamentations 2 and 15 again. It says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Right? But then guess what's going to happen in the kingdom? When you go to Isaiah 14 and verse 12, let's start at 12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Which heaven would, you know, would pertain to the lofty position that Esau, Edom, is in right now. You know, he's the head right now. You know, he's got the fatness of the earth, but he's going to fall. Oh, Lucifer. Lucifer just meaning the light bearer, son of the morning. How art thou cut to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Because you see Esau in his magnificence right now. You see the power that he has right now. You see how he's got the whole he's got the whole world pretty much on smash right now. Okay. But then when they see Esau, Edom in the kingdom, these other nations, they're going to be like, rah, weren't you the one that literally had, you was literally the hammer of the earth. Look at you now. You know, you now you're in your right position, which is at the bottom, because you're the basest of men. All right. Let's hold just real quick. It just came to mind. This is Matthew 23 and verse 12. Ooh, let's start at 11. It says, but he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. Right? And who is greatest among us right now? None other than the so-called white man Esau, Edom. But it's prophesied that he that is greatest among you shall be your servant, man. What does it say in Psalms chapter 2? It says, ask of me, and I will give you the heathen for thine inheritance. So these heathens, these other nations, are going to be used as our slaves. That's what it really means to truly be blessed, man. And there's not ever been a kingdom out there where they don't have slaves, man. Having slaves is a part of rulership. So none of that, oh yeah, we just will come together holding hands. You know, we're going to have dominion over these other nations, man. Let's jump down to verse 12. It says, and whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. You know, the scriptures say, the greater thou art, the more humble you shall be. You know, it's not about rising up climbing up the ranks, going up the ladder, and you're just feeling yourself, man. Because the scriptures say, what, in 1 Samuel 2, how he bringeth up, and you know, I'm butchering that. Let's quickly go there. This is 1 Samuel 2 And verse 6, it says, the Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. So it's the Lord that controls whether you're going to be in that lofty position or whether you're going to be in that low position. And right now we are taking the low, all right, but it's temporary, all right. It says he raiseth up the poor out of the dust, all right. The poor represents us Israelites, man, okay, and the dust would represent confusion. You know, he got us out of that confused state, beginning with Elder Rabbi Abba Bivens back in the late 60s, early 70s, which we believe is the great prophet Elijah coming back, because it's prophesied in Malachi 4 and 5, which let's just get that real quick. You know, precept upon precept. We'll get back to this one. It says, behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. All right. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. All right. And we believe Elijah to be Elder Rabbi Abba Bivens, man, because the Holy Spirit jumped on him to, because he was around other men who were following after the scriptures, but they only stuck to the Old Testament. All right, the Spirit jumped on Elder Rabbi Bivens to go into the New Testament, man. And then, from then till now, look how far this truth has grown, man. How much it sprung forth. All right, just one more precept before we get back. Revelation 11. And 11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. All right, that's 350 years. And when you do the math, so let's do what, 1969. Oh, excuse me. 1969 minus 350, you get 1619. Now that's not to say slavery started in 1619, but 1619 is a very prominent year in history when you speak about slavery, man. Okay, so you see, these scriptures don't lie, man. All right, and for Wadi Yahweh, he's giving us the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures, man. We ain't got to worry about those that don't believe, man, because as I did that lesson yesterday, when all is said and done, when Jacob's trouble is here, when tribulation hits, everybody gonna be a believer in that day, man. All right, but you see, the Lord ain't with that, man, because Jake be trying to be slick. Oh yeah, but I didn't believe. Oh, nah, man. Ecclesiastes 12 says to remember thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. So we're meant to remember the Lord now, whilst the evil days, which really we're in evil days right now, but the ultimate time of evil, which evil meaning in the Hebrew is right, which is bad times. Okay, that's coming, man. You're not meant to just dilly-dally about, right? Put the truth on a back burner. But then now when your back's against the wall because of all the tribulation that's happening, oh yeah, that's when you want to remember the Lord. The Lord ain't having that, man. Okay. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them, which saw them, man. I must be allowed to bring up one more precept. All right. Just before we get back, what we're looking for, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and verse 1, and it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors, man. And that's what we're doing. We're standing in great boldness before such as have afflicted him. Who's afflicted us? These other nations, prominently Esau, Edom. Read Psalms 83. Okay, they're all confederate against us. Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. We just read that here in Revelation 11 and 11. It says, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them, because they never thought that we'd wake up to this truth. They didn't think that the spirit of life would enter back into us, man. They thought we was always going to be in that low, mopey estate, just, dragging our feet across the place, just like, just lost, just in a permanent state of confusion. That's why when they see us going as hard as we're going for this truth, man, what's happening is what? Wisdom of Solomon 5:2 again. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. Because then on top of that, when they see the manner in which the Lord is going to save us, man, via what they call the so-called UFOs, the chariots of Israel, they're going to be like, whoa, we didn't expect that for these guys, man. We thought these guys were just bums. They wouldn't amount to anything, man. But now look at them, okay? It says so far beyond all that they looked for, right? So that, there's that meme, man. A man said, I never expected it. Yeah, man, they didn't expect it, man. But it is what it is. All right, so back to Isaiah 14. That's how the spirit works, man. I can't help it, right? And 13, it says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, all right, which is talking about America, okay? I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. See, that's how prideful this devil is, man. He really thinks he can be on the same level as the Most High. Well, that's really what this whole NWO thing is all about. It's all about him trying to receive his birthright that he lost to Jacob, Yaakov. He's trying to receive that birthright via the left-hand side. Okay? Verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. All right, you're going to be in a lower state. All right, because right now, us as Israelites, we're in hell. The saying goes, the white man's hell is a black man's heaven. Vice versa, man. The white man's heaven is a black man's hell. We're living in hell right now, which is not an eternal place of damnation, you Christians. All right? How can you say that you serve a merciful power, but this merciful power is going to have a segment of people just roasting in fire forever, man? When you use your oven, you don't even, when you put chicken in the oven or whatever the hell you put in the oven, right? You don't just leave it roasting there permanently, do you? Eventually, you got mercy on that chicken. You're going to eat it. I'm playing, man. But the fact is, you you claim you serve a merciful power. Well, where's the mercy in that doctrine? Oh, yeah, if you don't subscribe to the doctrine, you're just going to burn in hell. Look, man, even you 2/3, the wicked 2/3 of those Israelites that don't believe and are going to be destroyed, man, the Most High is going to have mercy on them because they're going to come back in the kingdom, in their right, man, through the loins of the elect. That's mercy, man. Not just you just sitting there just cooking. You know what I'm saying, man? I'm quite a dark brother, man. Here it is. You started off looking, same color as Elder Apostle Tahar, same color as Elder Apostle Ramlap, same color as, the lightest skinned brothers, man. And now you just roasted. You just roasting in hell. Now you come out my color. And you still just roasting. So you look like a fucking Hamite, man. Like, bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You err not knowing the scriptures. Okay. Verse 16, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? You see, this is the juxtaposition of Lamentations 2 and 15. Okay? Because over here in Lamentations 2, they're talking about Israelites. Okay? Let's read it one more time. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth. What, them niggas over there on the block with their trousers below their ass, you know, shooting and stabbing each other, man. What? These are meant to be the perfection of beauty, right? But then, hey, man, surely you're turning the things upside, surely you're turning the things upside down shall be esteemed as the pot's clay. The Most High is getting ready to flip things the right side up. Okay. So back to Isaiah 14 and 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? And who are his prisoners? The Israelites, man. We are still in captivity. And you ain't got to take my word for it. Let the scriptures do the talking, man. I ain't got to say too much. Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments. See, first of all, we're scattered. I'm not in Israel. I'm not in Jerusalem right now. I'm here in the UK, the grimy, shitty UK. You got majority of the elect there in America, although we're scattered, as it says, for a reproach and a curse. Right, so this is a curse that we're in the homeland, and if we try to go to the homeland now, you're gonna be getting them looks. All right, and to be subject to payments, man. You damn near, look, you go outside, that costs £10, man. You know what I'm saying? Here in the UK, right? Like, if you drive here, man, it's so easy. You might get a parking ticket, but in the UK, all you got to do to get a ticket, you just turn left. Imagine that. All you do is turn left, man. Boom, £65. You don't pay that in 2 weeks, that's £130. You don't pay that by then, you're just gonna keep going up and up and up. So the point is, we're subject to payments, man. You pay the rent, you pay the council tax, you pay the water bill, you pay the light bill. You got to pay for everything, man. Property tax, right? Everything we pay for, man. It says, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquity of their fathers. How do you pay for water, bro? Something that the earth has in abundance is meant to be free. We pay for fucking water, man. Now you're talking about we're not subject to payments, and we're not yet this day in our captivity, man. You okay? If you think you're so free, you go 1 month without paying that rent. You see what happens, man. You see what happens to you. Okay. It says, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquity of their fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. So really, we're in this state because it's our punishment, man. That's why the scriptures talk about what? Which, rather than me just quote it, man, I'm going to try get in the habit of trying to, rather than just quote it, let me actually bring it out. Am I done with this? Yeah. I even forgot what I was going to bring out. I'm not going to lie. I think it was Micah 7. Yeah, really, it's our fault that we're in this position, man. So Micah 7 and 9 says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord. And that's the right attitude to have. You got Jake out there. Basically, what Jake struggle with accountability, man. Jake think they're just suffering for no reason, bro. You're suffering for a reason, bro. It's because of our sins, our transgressions, man. We have to learn to acknowledge that, whether it be something we've done in this life, whether it be something we've done in our past lives, man. We don't know. All we know is that we're paying for it, man. So it says in Micah 7 and 9, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him. Until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. All right, so we're just bearing the indignation of the Lord. Just learning to roll with the punches, learning to take the bitter with the sweet. and just keep pushing forward, man. Because really and truly, that's all we can do. Where else are we gonna go? There's literally nothing for us out here, man. This is the way, walk ye in it, right? Lamentations 2:16. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it. You see that? So the other nations are actually happy that Jake is walking around with their trousers below their ass. Jake is filling up the council estates, council flats. Jake is shooting and stabbing each other. Jake is selling drugs and destroying their community. They love that. But why do they love that? Because these nations know innately that when we return onto our power, man, they don't stand a chance. There's nothing they can do against us, man. So they've tapped into the how this thing works. As long as we can keep the nation of Israel sinning, as long as they keep doing things that go against what has been commanded of them, then we can always have dominion over them. We can always have the upper hand. So they know this very well. But unfortunately, Jake consistently falls into the bait. Okay? This is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. All right. So really, the law, statutes, and commandments is life. All right. Because the wages of sin is death. And what is sin? Transgression of the law. Ask a Christian what sin is. They won't answer that. Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For example, don't eat swine's flesh. It is unclean unto you. If these other nations, especially Esau and Moab, man, because they especially Moab, man, because Moab be eating anything, right? If they really tapped in, they'd be like, you know what? That makes sense. Look what the pig, you just spend a day observing the pig. You can throw anything at it, man. It will eat it. They clean the earth. You can throw a corpse at a pig. It will devour it, man. They ain't got no sweat glands. So all of that, just that nastiness, man. That's why, look how they look, man. All that nastiness is just infused within them. But then now you want to go to your local supermarket or your local cafe. Oh yeah, can I get a cappuccino with a BLT? You want bacon, lettuce, and tomato, man? Do you know what that pig's been ingesting, man? And you wonder why you got all kind of health complications, man. So these law, statutes, and commandments show that we are a great, wise, and understanding people. Okay. Verse 7, for what nation is there so great, who have the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? All right. So there ain't no other nation as great as the nation of Israel, man. All right. We are above all these nations, and we have to always keep that in mind. And the inspiration came from, I was on my way back home this morning, and I had this Edomite woman, man. And the funny thing is, there was two Jakes. There was me and this other Jake, right? And she smiled at this Jake, but she looked at me and she with resentment. I was like, bro, because there's the difference, man. Because we're coming in a different spirit. Lord willing, the spirit of Yahweh Shai is dwelling within us, man. Obviously, he weren't dwelling in the other Jake, but she was all smiling at him. And then she looked at me. So, okay. Like, no hard feelings there. Like, fuck you. No problem. And then it just made me, write it down. Like, look, man, you're an Israelite. You're above these people, man. So did I really care that she went about it that way? I don't really give a shit, man. Do you know what I'm saying, man? We just got to be patient, man, because, soon our feet are going to be on the necks of our enemies. All right. Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You see? So we're above all people that are on the face of the earth, man. Like there's no way around it. And the thing is, these other nations, they know that, especially Esau, man. Especially Esau, man. The scriptures say in Matthew 5 that we're the salt of the earth. We give life flavor. Esau ain't got no flavor, man. When you see just the way Jake operates, man, the way he dances, the way he moves, man, his swagger, the way he dresses, the innovative ideas that Jake has got. Most of these inventions, really all these inventions you see out here is created by Jake, man. How the hell can Esau be the inventor of all these things when it was us putting in the work? Esau didn't know what it was like to put in hard work. So we was trying to find ways to make our work more efficient, make it more, make things run a bit more smoother and things of that nature, man. So if Esau is too busy in his fine big house banging your wife, what time does he have to go and construct innovative ideas and think, oh yeah, I can bring this forth and I can bring that? There's no time for that, man. But what they did is that they patented things. All right. So Jake will come up with the invention and then Esau will end up just taking all the credit for it, man. And that's always been the case. Even now, like when you look at the music industry, you got these Jakes, singing their heart out, rapping, or whatever the case may be, right? But who's the one that's profiting the most out of their hard work? It's these devils, man, that they signed to. Okay. This is Jeremiah 51:19. It says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. See, we're not like these other nations, man. All right. We're the former of all things. We're the originals. Okay. Don't you know that at one point, in this world, man, everyone was so-called black. That curse of leprosy, the so-called white skin, that came about in Genesis 4. That curse fell upon Cain. Okay. But at one point in this world, everyone was so-called black. Okay. And it's funny because, they tried to whitewash it and show that being an Edomite is the standard of beauty, having the lighter skin, the so-called white skin, the blonde hair, which that's all leprosy. That's a disease. Okay. You look half dead. But again, surely you're turning things upside down. That's not the standard of beauty. Although innately they know and understand that really the darker you are, being dark is the real standard of beauty, because that is the image of the Most High. Okay? The Most High is a dark-skinned man with a big afro and a big beard. All right? Daniel talks about the Ancient of Days, man. It describes his feet as burnt brass, and you see, you get a smart ass Christian talk. Yeah, but I was talking about his feet. So what? People just out here looking at rainbows, right? So if the color of his feet is likened onto burnt brass, what would that make the rest of his body? And then, you know what they like to say? Well, that's your interpretation. No, that is the interpretation, bro. That is the interpretation. That is literally what it means. Look at your own foot. Your foot is, if you got a brown feet, well, what's the rest of your body gonna be? So don't try to get slick, man. But you see, they're trying to open that crack in the thing. So, you know, oh, salvation's for no, salvation ain't for everybody, man. Salvation is only for the elect of the nation of Israel. The Lord is only coming for his elect. All right, the rest of the nation, they will be, you know, they'll come back in the kingdom, man, through the loins of the elect, reincarnation. All right, Psalms 119 and 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. And what's an example of the false way? Oh, the white man is, you know, that's the top dog. That's the leading example. That's who we should aspire to be like. Which, you know, we all got caught in that net one time, man. I remember I wanted to be like Esau. I remember being in like nursery and reception, man, and I see like the silky hair they'd have, and you know they put the gel in it and spike it up. I wanted to have hair like that, but now when I come and think about it, it's all spiking it up and that. Yeah, they're trying to make it look like an afro. But you see, Esau's done a number on us that they've made the so-called European man or woman the standard of beauty, that they had Jake just you know, in a low self-esteem, man. I remember growing up in school, you know, you'd have a term called, oh, look at you, but you're so blick, which, it does. Yo, man. See, growing up in the ends, man, in school and that's character building. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Blick meaning that for you, you know, brothers that maybe across the other side of the world or whatever, that means that you're so dark, you know, but really that's the standard of beauty, because Yahweh Shai is a dark-skinned man. So what, when Yahweh Shai pops them, you know, cracks them clouds, man, well, you're going to say, bro, you're so blick? No, your heart is going to be fading for fear. Okay? Oh, you're so blick. And then what was the other thing? Oh, look, your lips are so, look how big your lips are. You got these big lips. Because, you know, Jake, Israelites, they predominantly have big lips, you know? But now every other white girl you see has got the lip filler in, man. Which I believe the lip filler is I believe, don't quote me on this, I may be mistaken, but I believe the liquid or whatever the formula they use is somewhat of pig extract, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. But either way, you doing that shit, you going off, man. What the fuck you doing? You know? But but how did it go from you're so blick to now, yeah, I need to get a tan? Man, I was just in the gym, man. And there's this one lady I see. She's an Edomite, man. But she's always got a tan. She has always got a tan. You would never see her pale, man. Why? But I thought it was you know, I thought being dark skin wasn't it. And then I thought having big lips was a joke. Now all of a sudden, all these gal out here wanna do up the lip filler, the Botox, and this, that. You know, they laughed at certain Jake women's physique because, you know, they had the prominent features, the big breast, the big booty. Now you got these women, these heathens, you know, putting in the breast, what do they call it, man? In other words, they call it a boob job, right? Then they got the BBL, the Brazilian butt lift. What's going on? I thought we was 3/5 of a man. I thought we was the you know, the basest of men, which of course we're not. But that's how they made it seem. So, you know, am I missing something here? Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. And who are the rich? The Israelites. Okay? When you read Revelations 2, it says, for I know thou poverty, I know of that, of that poverty, but thou art rich. Rich in faith, man. Which eventually we're going to be rich in everything else. Who's an example of that? King Solomon. When the Most High asked King Solomon, what would you like me to bless you with, man? You know, he could have said, I want the baddest bitch with the fattest ass. I want the fattest castle, you know. kingdom to flourish, X, Y, and Z. What did King Solomon ask for? He asked for wisdom to rule this great nation. And because he asked for wisdom, he got the wisdom, and then everything else, man. So that's why we have to honor wisdom. All right. And Wisdom of Solomon 6, it says if your delight be in thrones and scepters, so basically to be in position of rulership, then honor wisdom. It's all in the wisdom, man. It's all in the wisdom. All right. So it says, I have seen in verse 7, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. That's right, man. Because here it is, we're that great nation. We just read it in Deuteronomy chapter 4. But we're the ones that are, we're the servants right now. You go to work, you gotta check in with Esau, man. Here it is, 365 days in a year. You're only entitled to 28 days off. And even for you to get those 28 days off, you need to check in with Master Esau, and he needs to give you authorization, man. But you want to talk about we're in captivity, man. What the fuck you talking about, bro? You are not knowing the scriptures. You are not knowing reality. Delusional, man. All right. One more precept. I'm out of here, man. This is Romans 12:2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. So don't conform into this whole mentality of you just 3/5 of a man. You ain't nothing but a nigger. You won't ever amount to anything else. You're just a slave. Don't conform to that, man. Which let's even see what it says here for the word conform.
Strong's G 4964. Suschematizo.
Yo, that's a crazy word. Suschematizo. Right? It says to conform oneself, i.e., one's mind and character, to another pattern. Fashion oneself according to. So you see this whole, you 3/5 of a man, you ain't nothing more than a slave. You're not the epitome of beauty. All right. Jesus is a so-called white man. That's conforming to another pattern. That's not the true pattern. Okay. That's another fashion, bro. And that's a lie. All right. Let's see if we can get the Google definition. Conform. Comply with rules, standards, or law. All right, so we ain't complying with that. Yeah, we just 3/5 of a man. Yeah, we just slaves. The white man is the epitome of beauty, or the white man is the nation that's closest to the Most High, because apparently our savior looks like that surfer dude, Jesus Christ, with the long hair and the blue eyes. And the pale skin, the standard of beauty. All right, we ain't conforming to that nonsense, man, because that's exactly what it is, nonsense. All right, these Edomites contradict themselves all the time. Like when they want to say one thing, but then when you open up the Bible and you read it with understanding, like bro, you motherfuckers are contradicting yourself, bro. But you know what, man? Jake fell for it, man. Jake fell for the bait. Okay, and that's why a lot of Jake suffer from like low self-esteem, man. A lot of Jake don't really believe in themselves. That's why Jake can't see a world where Esau, Edom ain't ruling above them, man. All right, because they have that low self-esteem. They don't believe, man. All right, but when you come into this truth, man, we gotta get out of that mindset. All right, so I'm gonna read it one more time and I'm gonna close. Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I pray, Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying. Until the next time, I say shalom.